It deserved to be a lot better. Full disclosure, I have never played any of the Warcraft games in my life. Mostly because I grew up a console gamer, and I still am a console gamer, and, well, in the words of Moe from The Simpsons,
Why am I paying $14.95 a month for this?
However, I am very much aware of the cultural impact that the game series has had, and I'm also aware that it's full of lots of rich lore and mythology and neat characters, amazing storylines, and so on. So while I've never played the Warcraft games, I appreciate them. So I didn't really have a whole lot of expectations going into the new movie adaptation other than just expecting a decent movie. However, I feel like this particular movie needs to be judged on two levels: its potential appreciation from gamers and its potential appreciation from non-gamers. So in order to give this movie its proper due, I'm going to divide this review into two parts. The first part is going to be for all the gamers, and the second part is going to be for all the non-gamers, where I will judge it strictly as a movie regardless of its source material. Okay? Okay. Starting with the review for all my gamer reviewers out there, it is very obvious that this movie was made with the utmost best of intentions, and that everyone involved in it, particularly its director, Duncan Jones, has a strong passion for the source material. It stands as a true testament of an absolute labor of love, where everyone involved in its production has a very strong appreciation for the source material and wanted to make sure it was done justice for its movie adaptation. The film is loaded with design choices and references from the game's lore that I'm pretty sure a lot of hardcore gamers out there will appreciate to a great extent. So if you go see this movie, I'm pretty sure you'll be walking away from it mostly happy, if for no other reason than to become secure in the knowledge that this particular franchise is in very good hands. Okay, now for all the non-gamers in the audience who are interested in this movie as a movie alone, as I've already said, it really deserved to be a lot better. Despite being made by a great team of people who absolutely love the source material, it's unfortunately painfully obvious that they love the source material too much. The film tries to do way too much with the amount of time that it has. It's loaded with a ton of scenes that seem to have no purpose other than to provide a ton of exposition and ultimately set things up for the upcoming movies. Which isn't really a problem because there is an awful lot to this franchise, and you have to have a bunch of movies planned out for this in order to do justice. But for the first movie, they really needed to cut back a lot more. The story follows a group of orcs who are losing their home world and are now looking for a new place to call home. Their shaman leader uses his magic to open a portal to another world where they plan to conquer and declare their own. But the occupants of said world aren't very keen on the idea, and thus begins a human-on-orc war. But there's one orc in particular who really wants a more peaceful route, mostly because of his family. So he and another human character try to resolve things in a more peaceful manner. But ultimately, it doesn't really work out. Now that's a very good setup for any kind of movie like this. You immediately have a relatable character with a genuine conflict who really wants things to be better for his family. Which, incidentally, makes this character the most interesting character of the entire movie. Hell, the entire race of the orcs are the most interesting aspect of the entire movie. And really, I think the movie might have been a little better if it had just focused on the orc story exclusively. But instead, they tried to do a lot more. The movie has a ton of subplots within it that ultimately don't really measure up to anything. There's a subplot about this one character who's a orc-human hybrid who, from what I understand, was a movie-exclusive character. There's this other subplot regarding some of the human characters who aren't as interesting as they really should be. This guy in particular really needed to be a lot more interesting than he was. And there's a ton of other little notes and references and stuff to the games that probably will mean a lot to the gamer audience, but ultimately don't really mean a whole lot to the general audience. Now, I'm not saying that you have to make a movie for the general audience only, of course not. What I'm saying is when you have a source material this massive and you want to make it into a single movie and potentially set up for more movies later on, you really need to spend a lot more time deciding what is more important than the other stuff. However, despite being overly crowded with too much information and too much setup for other movies, there is a lot of very good stuff to it. The effects are absolutely amazing. Half of the acting is really good. The music is downright epic and beautiful. Ginora is absolutely hot, and I do not mind saying it out loud. And the design aesthetics of everything is beautiful. They all look straight ripped out of the games, which I appreciate. But unfortunately, all of that great stuff doesn't matter because the movie's script is not as polished as it really needs to be. Maybe if somebody had told Duncan Jones to pull it back just a little bit, it might have been a little better. But as it stands, I would describe it as a decent curiosity that is worth at least trying out for yourself, whether you're a gamer or not. So in the end, while I don't think this is necessarily a very good step forward, I would say that it's a decent step forward, and at the very least, it has made me interested to see where it goes from here. I am very much looking forward to the next movie or two that will come out in the future, and I definitely hope that Duncan Jones will be at the helm of all of them. Because frankly, when it comes to movies based on video games, which honestly has not had a very good history, I would much rather that the creative team behind said movie have too much passion for the source material than not enough passion. And furthermore, when it comes to future video game movies, I really hope Assassin's Creed turns out to be good. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen, I am TheNorm. Thank you all for watching.